Hey everybody, it's Janice with Creating Through Chaos. I'm going to start this project off with this bee that I got at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to start by painting the body of the bee with some black acrylic paint. And I did his head and his antenna. Once I had the head all done, I am going to work on the stripes, and I did every other stripe with the black. And I did realize afterwards that I wanted to change the black to the first stripe and not the second stripe so that his little stinger would be black. So I do end up changing the whole thing at the end. But for here, I'm doing every other one with the black. And then once I had that all done, I am going to do every other one in the yellow. So I just started doing the yellows, and then I realized, after it was all painted, that I had painted it backwards, so I did end up fixing it. I just didn't do it on camera. Once I had all the yellow painted, I am just going to take some white and do the wings. And again, just using acrylic paint for all of this. I did end up doing 2 coats on each of them, though, so I did 2 of the yellow, 2 of the black, and 2 of the white. Once I had the bee all painted, I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to start working on this frame that I got at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to pop the back off and pull out the glass and the papers that are in it. And then I can just set this frame aside for a minute. And then I'm going to paint the backing with some white paint. And I just, again, use some white acrylic paint. And get some more white. And then just did 1 quick coat of white on all of this, just to cover up that grayish background so that when I put that napkin that you see in the bottom on, it will be nice and bright and not be covered by that darkness in the back. Once that was all painted white and dry, I'm going to put a good coat of Mod Podge right on the backing here, and then I'm going to let that fully dry. I'm going to make sure that this coat of Mod Podge is really even, because we're going to use the iron method on this, so I want to make sure that there's no Mod Podge boogers or that everything's nice and even. And then once that was all dry, I'm going to take my napkin and I'm going to lay it right in the center and kind of line up where I want the design. And then I'm going to put my parchment paper on and then iron that on. And I'm just going to go over it quite a few times to make sure that it's fully adhered. Once I have that all ironed on, I'm just going to take my sanding block and I'm just going to sand off all of the excess napkin. And I'm going to save these little pieces of napkins because, like you saw on some projects, you can cut out some of the little pieces of the napkin, like the little bees or the flowers, and use them as embellishments on other projects. So make sure you keep your extra pieces and get your full use out of this full napkin. So once I have it all sanded off, I'm going to put it back into the frame. So I'm just going to place it right back in. Make sure that it's in there secure and pop out all the little things and push it way in like it's supposed to be. And then put the little holders back on. Next, I'm going to take a piece of masking tape and I'm going to tape it down onto one of my cutting boards that I use for painting. And I'm going to put out the letters that spell out the word buzz. And I put that right on the tape. And then I'm going to paint these all with some black acrylic paint. And it works much easier when you tape them down. That way they don't move around. And then I put them on the paint mat so I don't get paint all over my desk. But I can also move them around to get each side of the letter. So I'm just going to give those a quick coat of the black paint, making sure I get all of the edges and in between the little bee holes. Once I have those all done, I'm going to set those aside, and I'm first going to glue my bee into the frame, and I'm going to use just some hot glue to do that. I'm going to put hot glue all over him. And there was a little spot where the hanger was on the frame, so I just made sure that the bee's wings were over that so you couldn't see it. I'm going to make sure he's even and just press him down. And then I'm going to add my letters to the bottom. I'm just kind of deciding how I want them. And then glue those right onto the bottom with the hot glue. And I kind of staggered them a little bit. And this is coming out so cute. Next, I decided to add a little bow, and I did that right on his little neck. And I just made a messy bow using some of the bee ribbon from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to take a Sharpie marker, and I'm going to go around and put some lines all the way around the wings. Just kind of dashes all the way around, just to kind of give them a little something. They were looking a little plain. And as you can see, I still haven't changed the black and yellow yet, but I do it right after I'm done with this. I think this turned out absolutely adorable, and I love it. And here you can see that I did change the colors, the black and the yellow. I swapped them, and I think it came out amazing, and I definitely am glad that I changed the colors because I think it makes it even better. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to spread the chaos.